Hello Bertie, this is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate your purchase and I'm really excited to do this reading for you. I feel like this is a very significant reading, that this is something you're really needing answers in. I feel like when I was shuffling I heard escape plan. I feel like David is almost as if it's your escape plan out of your relationship with your very toxic husband, very abusive husband. And I'm so sorry you're going through that, Bertie. My heart is with you. My prayers are with you. Okay, and I'm sending love and light your way. Whether it's David that's going to give you this escape plan or it's something that you've been planning to do and Mercury retrograde, unsure how to proceed. I think you have more power than you believe, Bertie. Whether Mike has made you feel like you don't have any power in this situation, you do. I just think it's been smothered with a bunch of his toxicity that isn't coming out and can't come out. And that's maybe some of the things that need to escape, is how you feel. Your own stance, your own words, your own confidence needs to finally escape that cage that's been locked from years of abuse, from years of nasty words, horrible things said. Just it needs to escape so it could be free and let out. That's something I think that needed to be said. But let's go ahead and get into your reading. I understand that you're connecting with a man named David, and you said that he's a new friend, instant sexual attraction. Very nice. My Kundalini activated with first text. Awesome. So let's see what David is thinking. Do David and I have a future together? Does David want me for me and not just sex? Is David a good man? Okay, so yeah, let's get into this. I am using my Sexual Love Tarot deck, but for your second question, because my sexual magic deck is very sexual in nature, I think I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck for that question. But this is going to be a clarifying deck besides that one question for these cards, okay? Just to make that a bit clearer. So let's go ahead and get this started. I'm just going to do a spread that's going to answer all your questions here. A bit different from my usual one, but... Does Bertie and David have a future together? Okay. How does David feel about Bertie at this time? How does David feel about Bertie at this time? In this current energy, at this moment, how does David feel about Bertie? Ooh, yeah, a lot of sexual energy, Bertie. I'm gonna come off and say that. With the devil there, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that, okay? We have the King of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So let me just clarify a few things. I just want to clarify. I'm just going to clarify the Devil card just to answer your second question. Is this just sex that he feels? Although there's a strong sexual attraction here. Very strong. I even feel my solar, not my solar, sorry, my sacral activating. It's very strong. Okay. Okay. So it's... Okay. Okay. So let's get into it, Bertie. How he feels for you. So this is the Hanged Man with the Ten of Pentacles. Is there a future? Or, sorry, is there a future with us? So right now it's stagnant, and I feel with the Hanged Man, this is your energy currently. He has his eyes on you. He's looking at you as very highly. Can I just say this is different from? I'm getting this is feeling like this is different from Mike. That I'm getting that this is all on your decision, like the ball's in your court. That, you know, whether you want to proceed with this or not is really up to you. And look, the woman has ropes tied, ropes tied around her wrists. It's like, it's stagnant because you're in this form of imprisonment. But there's so much potential here. You can get to the Ten of Pentacles. I do feel like, should you, in the future with David, there is a very promising future, should this get out of this stagnation. His eyes are on you. I think he's waiting for, you know, for you to be untied in this situation so this Ten of Pentacles can flourish. And I do see him cherishing you. I do see him focusing on you. I do see him providing for you. And you providing for him. Emotional reciprocation. Abundance. You may be very well off, or just have, you know, enough around you where you're very comfortable currently in your surroundings with your finances, but it could also mean that it could be tied, right? It could be, that could be also what is tied around her wrists, is that you may be tied in this relationship with Mike because of the finances. But if that's not the case, that, you know, you feel like you're stagnant because of this marriage you've been in for a very long time, and there would be some sort of money issue should you break up, I do feel like the future with David could recount for all that, could make up for all that. If there is a bit of a financial loss with Mike, I think it would be made up with David. But it's very, in the future it's stagnant. I feel like it's resistance a bit on your side, and I can understand why. You know, with how you described Mike, it's scary to make that decision. But overall, I feel like with the King of Swords, as the overall energy, it's like right now, David may be seeming a little cold, a little, not cold maybe, but more analytical, more about the mind, more about how can this logically happen. He does have a strong sexual desire for you, okay? But this could also be, I'm getting this could also be Mike's energy. Yeah, because we have the King of Wands here, and I feel like that's David. And he could have some, Michael, I'm seeing he was born in 1025, so that makes him a Scorpio. But it's right off of the season of Libra, so this could definitely be air energy with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy in Mark's chart, but that doesn't even, or Mike's chart, excuse me. But that doesn't even have to be, right? This is just the energy. I really feel like this is Mike's energy. But anyway, this whole King of Swords energy with Mike, cold, distant, you know, unsatisfied, as if you always have to show yourself, as if you need to get on your knees to, you know, beg for attention or beg for validation or beg for appreciation, and he's always just unimpressed or something. I don't like that energy, Bertie. And I feel like people notice it, Bertie. I feel like, honestly, I don't know if you've talked about it with friends, but even if you haven't, I feel like they notice it. Or either friends, family members, and they've noticed this for a long time. I think they see the treatment you've been through with Mike. I think they see, you know, the distance between the two of you, the disconnect. And I don't think this is anything of a secret for most people. I don't think they approve of the relationship you're in, your friends, family member, whoever. And I gotta be honest, Bertie, I do see, because of how this was placed, so it was kind of placed like that, right? I do feel like Mike, from the way that this King of Swords eyes are turned to the side, looking at all of this going on here, he may be noticing certain things that are setting clues off in him, whether he's picking up on the fact you're not interested, or that you are not doing maybe the same things you used to do that appeased him before, that you're kind of pulling your energy away. And I think he's taking note of that, and he may be suspicious of this already. That's just something I feel like you need to hear. Regardless, maybe he's starting to pick up on something, okay? That's just something I feel strongly about and that I need to convey to you. But for the, the future of it is very strong with David. It could be very long-term, committed, solid. And I see him providing for you and him loving you, almost cherishing you strongly, but the attention's on you now and the ball's a bit in your court, okay? Now, with this section, how he feels about you, we got the devil, right? So it is a very strong sexual connection here. But I'm not too concerned about it, Bertie, and this is why. We have the Hierophant, the Temperance, and the King of Wands. So this is how I'm feeling David's energy is, right? And he's looking towards the Hierophant, influence, tradition, structure, commitment, and Temperance, Sagittarius energy right here. But not always Sagittarius with Temperance for me. But we'll get into that in some other day. But he's looking at the potential of how he feels that this could be something really strong, really structured, really committed, really long-term, and bring balance in his life, as if this was almost divinely guided. Temperance to me is not always a Sagittarius, but it is always divine guidance, divine interaction. Your angels, I think his guides are telling him something about this connection strongly, and that your angels are also somewhat guiding this David to be in your life for a reason. And he sees that this can bring peace within his own heart, within his own mind. And he's balanced, and a lot of balance. I don't know about David's past history, but I feel like maybe before he's had some maybe failed relationships, failed marriages, maybe also a bit of chaotic relationships as well, not dissimilar to yours, that were just unstable, unpredictable, on and off. But he really sees stability, structure, clarity, commitment in this relationship, and he's looking towards that. This, of course there's a very strong relationship, or sexual attraction here, excuse me. And he may be, offering at this time a lot of sexual messages, a lot of sexual, innuendos, subtleties. Energetically, you may be feeling a strong sexual attraction there, but I'm happy to see these pop out, Bertie, with clarifying the devil. Okay, because we also have, these are kind of my devil and angel cards, right? So I see this as him, him being mature enough to balance that out with commitment, with, long-term work that could get up to this level of maturity. I see him looking at this. Because, the King of Wands, I also read intuitively, right? And he's facing these things. So yeah, he does have a strong sexual desire for you, but he also sees a strong source of balance, understanding, peace, tranquility with you. But he may also be feeling, I'm getting this download a bit right now, he himself may be feeling a bit, I wouldn't say guilty, but he does feel a little bit, I don't know if he knows about the relationship with your husband. You could have very easily have told him, and I feel like maybe that has come across, or he feels like, there may be a commitment somewhat evolved, so he feels like, this is a temptation due to the fact that you're married, but you bring so much, as if like, that there is some purpose with your relationship here that was either supposed to be guided to teach you both something about relationships in general, or to really guide you towards a new commitment with David. But I am getting a slight feeling that he is feeling like this whole thing may be toxic, this whole thing may be a bit unconventional because you're already in a relationship. But I think it's just, he's realizing this, he's seeing this, and he's seeing that it's kind of putting into question, maybe he's thinking a lot about, is this the right thing to do? Is this the just thing to do, morally, and going to his, guidance, inner, moral conduct for this. But I'm so happy to see this, because this also indicates to me, Bertie, if you asked if he's a good man, from seeing this alone, I do feel like he is. I could even pull more cards to clarify, but it shows that he has a lot of moral consciousness. It shows that he has a lot of inner thinking, inner work that he does to be a good person. This right here alone just shows that to me. So I don't think you have anything to worry about as far as, is he a good person or not? That's what I'm feeling with this, definitely. But let's get a little bit more into it. I'm feeling like it's definitely on his mind a lot, Bertie. Or the relationship has him thinking a lot and feeling a lot. And he's trying to balance his passion and emotion for you. But I do feel like there's a little bit of a temptation he feels about it because of the fact that, a third party is involved. But let's see. I am going to ask just your second question a bit with the Rider-Waite Tarot. Does David only want Bertie for sex? I think I already kind of touched up on that. No, I don't think so. No. Besides what I already said already, and with the Virgo energy, he could have Virgo somewhere in his chart. Doesn't have to be. No, I'm seeing victory, clarity, peace of mind. If this was a wand, yeah, I would be totally, but I think he, like I said, with this inner work, he's doing a lot of thinking, a lot of realization. Maybe he's a bit withdrawn right now to gain some more clarity out of this, of what he really wants, because maybe feelings are growing stronger, or maybe the connection, the energetic connection between the two of you is so strong that's making him go in to get more clarity of what he needs to do. Because what we saw in the other cards, it's like he's being faced, let me pick these up. He's facing his moral grounds and his, balance, tranquility, his peace of the situation. He's trying to gain that while facing all this, right? I don't think it's just sex, Bertie. I don't feel that way. And again, I'm reading with what the energies are currently, right, at this time. Time's fluid. This could have already happened. This could happen in the future. But as of right now, this is what I'm seeing. And we all have, you know, our own free will. So we're free to change what energies we want to embody at whatever time. But from what I'm seeing with the energies currently, I don't think he's a bad person. And I don't think that he's only in it for sex. I think he's really trying to see a long-term victory here with the Ace of Wands. Truth. Clarity, guidance. And I think that, you know, even answers your other question about, is he a good man? But let's see. Is David a good man? Oh, okay, I just want to point out this almost popped out. Okay, but he could also have water in his chart somewhere. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I don't know if he already has a family or has had a family, but he's definitely a family man and is looking for emotional fulfillment. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. You know, I'm going to ask a different question that will help your question or provide more clarity. I think that needs to be asked. What are David's best characteristics? What are David's best characteristics? Okay. He's very honest. He's very upfront. I don't think you have to worry about games or mind games with David. I'm feeling a very air. He could have a lot of air in his chart, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. But he is very honest, very truthful. I don't think he plays a lot with his words. I think he's very direct. He only accepts truth and wants clarity. He could be in a, you know, earlier with that Hanged Man, he could be in a state of unsure to, you know, proceed with you because he doesn't know if he's going to receive that clarity, that honesty from you, maybe. What's another one of David's best traits? What's another one of David's best traits? What is another one of David's best traits? Okay, that he's very emotionally stable. He's very emotionally satisfied. Not a lot gets him down. Not a lot, you know, makes him unhappy. He's very blessed and comfortable with his surroundings and what he has. He knows to recognize the beauty in his day-to-day life and what he has. He's not always yearning for more. He's not always, you know, he's a great manifester, I'm getting. I'm getting a great energy from these cards, Bertie. He wants truth. He wants clarity. He likes to have good conversation. And he's also very emotionally stable, emotionally fulfilled. And he can provide that as well. It's like as if this guy's showing off his cups. Like, look, if you give me the truth, you give me the honesty that I seek and that I need, the clarity that I need of what you feel, what you want to do, I can provide all these 9 cups in order to get that 10 of cups that almost popped out. He has emotional balance. He has emotional stability. I don't think that's anything you need to worry about, Bertie. Okay? What are David's flaws? Okay. So he could have some Scorpio in his chart. What is another one of David's flaws? Okay. Interesting. So, this is what I'm getting. He has a bit of difficulty with transformation in his life. He has a bit difficulty of accepting when things need to go and let go, and when things need to be, just changed in a certain way. He may be kind of stubborn. He may be very set in his ways. So change might be very hard for him overall. And this being a major arcana coming out as one of his flaws, he may just have a very tough time with, change, overall transformation. He may not easily see when things need to evolve. He may be in denial sometimes about current surroundings, and he may be holding on to things too long that don't serve him, that aren't going to change. So the universe kind of sets it upon to change. And what I'm getting here, interesting enough, we have the King of Swords again, but this is my feelings about this combination, right? The Two of Cups. He has a hard time, I think, connecting with you right now, although there's a strong soulmate connection here. A strong connection, even if it's not soulmate, it's a very strong emotional connection, energetic connection, spiritual connection between the two of you. But I think what's preventing that from growing, again, that King of Swords energy, I'm feeling like this is Mike's. It's like this behind the back messages, these passionate messages that you guys may be exchanging with each other, or just the passion behind the messages you guys, in the communication that you guys have currently. It's, going behind this King of Swords. I do feel like he's aware of this, and it's kind of, he's aware of Mike, and he doesn't know if, this communication is worth, this soul connection, if you're not going to, if Mike's going to be any bit involved in the relationship, whether that's like, this all being a third party situation continuing on, or if you're finally going to decide to give him the clarity that you don't want to be with Mike anymore, that you want to be with him. It could also be that David, if this is his energy, it could be that his messages right now are small and offering, anything of relationship-wise, because he's trying to stay in control and do the honest thing by, not putting all of his heart out there unless he knows it's something definite, unless he gets that clarity, is what I'm seeing here. He's very of the mind, but I think he has potential to let his emotions show once all the, red flags that are going off in his mind, once it's proven to him and shown to him that this is something that could really develop into something significant. It's only going to be these small offers. Okay? But I'm getting a sense of that, that even if you choose, because of death being one of the significant flaws that he has, he will have a hard time letting it go should you decide not to pursue him in whatever case, if that's a choice. But he does feel some sort of way that's compromising some sort of morals having this sort of relationship with you. But he wants the truth, and he wants the clarity, he wants the peace of mind of how you feel. I feel like there's a bit holding back on your side, Bertie. And I think the ball's in your court. But let's go ahead. I'm going to ask the Romance Angel cards, I'm going to get a card for how David feels about you and his energy towards the connection. And then I'm going to go ahead and ask, you know, what Spirit advises of this situation, okay? What is David's energy towards the connection with Bertie, Spirit, angels, and guides? What is David's energy towards his connection with Bertie currently at this time? Okay. Chemistry. Yeah, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. At the bottom of the deck, calling in your soulmate. So, yeah, I feel like he feels the chemistry just as much as you feel the chemistry. It's definitely equal here. And there's a light, you know. There's a strong... So to me, this is a very strong, if you guys, you know, do live at a distance, or if there's just some sort of distance in between of you, the two of you, the chemistry is still strong energetically, spiritually. I feel like you think of him a lot, and I feel like he thinks of you a lot. And I feel like this is something you both want to look into. You both want to hold on and maybe explore further, okay? He definitely feels the chemistry. Don't feel like it's one-sided. And can I just say, it's a lot of sexual energy with that devil there as well. But I do feel like he has good intentions, even though there is some sexual energy. It's what I'm seeing in the cards. A lot of swords. So it's like honesty, truth, clarity. If it was a lot of wands, I would be like, yeah, it could be a lot of sexual energy. And we do have the Page of Wands here, but with that combination of what I'm seeing is that he's putting on a cool facade and only providing little passionate messages because he's not clear on what you want. But he does feel the chemistry. Let's see what Spirit advises. Spirit, what do you advise for Bertie and for her connection with David? What do you have to say about the connection between her and David? Engagement. Yeah. Wow. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, release your ex. This is what I'm getting as Mike. The time has come to clear your energy and start engaging with David. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. That you need to continue this engagement with David, that you need to continue your interaction, but, you know, truly express how you feel, truly engage the feelings that you have, the chemistry that you have. I feel like there's been a bit of holding back, like I said, and I feel like it's on your end. But once you start kind of engaging, see how much he's leaning on to him, or he's leaning on to her, excuse me. She's just starting to lean on to him, like as if it's, you know, his whole body's on it. She's just leaning her back, but starting to get closer. I think Spirit's encouraging you to continue this connection with David and release this with Mike. Honestly, I feel that way. And once that engagement gets going, the chemistry can go, the clarity can grow, that I believe you both are trying to see, and both of you are trying to gain from each other, but that can only happen once the engagement is made, once the conversations are had, once the actions that show that you both are interested or portrayed very strongly, can this clarity be gained. Beautiful reading, Bertie. I mean, I have good feelings about David, I do. I'm not worried too much about it. So that's your reading. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know if you have any questions, comments, clarifications. Go ahead and send me an email back. Alright, thank you so much, Bertie. Take care.